Okay, fresh from the toilet. We're back. It was a toilet break.
Have you washed your hands?
Yes.
Dude, does he use his hands?
Have a break. Have a kick crap.
Use your hands.
All right, well, we're coming back.
Toilet paper.
Yeah, I use toilet paper myself.
We are going to talk about Mr. Farage and how his first week in politics went and what's been going on there.
Reform.
Sounds like we've been better than Labour.
Oh, my God. Well, this is a man who vows to change politics forever after his win. What do you think, Trevor? Do you think he's going to do it?
Well, he's certainly changed his structure within a week, hasn't he? And it's upset a few people.
Explain.
But that's just what happens, isn't it? I mean, he's got to lay down a structure now because he's now in the real world of politicking. So he's organised his chief whip, which is a 30p Lee. He's now the chief whip.
Okay.
And he's put out his new chairman. I can't remember his name. The chap who's putting all the money in at the minute.
Yeah.
That's how important this is. I can't remember his name.
He was a good speaker. I saw that guy speak. I'm trying to remember his name.
Yeah, he was excellent. I do apologise. But he is a new lamb to the fold, I should say.
Or lamb to the slaughter. Give you money.
Well, whatever. As you can take it.
Do you remember that expression? You know, when somebody had glasses on, you say, give us your... And the bully would then put the glasses in front of the sun and burn you. Say, give us your money or I'll burn you.
Give us your money. Give us your toast. Yeah, that's how I got fat. But anyway, yeah, so it's been a good week, hasn't it? I mean, there's a complete restructuring going on. And he's made Richard Ticey deputy chairman, which you've got to do. You've got to build the structure. We all understand that. Ben Habib wasn't too happy with it. But, I mean, as I say, you know, these things happen. You've got to... Because they've only got 5 MPs and one convert who's come across. And I think that's going to change before long as the fake cons realise who the new kids on the block are actually, like I say, building a good structure and they're going to come across. I mean, I don't want that myself. I want new people in there. I don't want all these failed politicians coming across. And as I mentioned in the first half, within Labour, you've got them crawling back, and it's Keir Starmer's fault because he's appointing these failed politicians, the likes of Ed Miliband, etc. And I don't want Nigel Farage to do that, to start bringing Rees Mogg in and the rest of them who are all failed politicians. If he goes down that route, he's going to lose a lot of people. So let's hope he doesn't. I mean, I'm not privy to it, but let's hope he doesn't do that.
Well, he won quite comfortably in Clacton. He came in at 21,225 votes, and the Conservative came in at 12,820.
Wow.
So that's a comfortable win.
Yeah,
and
very good.
The Labour guy that everybody was talking about was, going to be the saviour of Clacton. He came in with votes of 7,448.
Yeah, but he walked away at the last minute because he obviously knew the result that was coming. I mean, Nigel Farage, he's going to go from strength to strength, isn't he?
Well, he will do.
Let's just hope. Let's just hope.
He'll go even further because he wants to push. He wants to get rid of first past the post.
Yeah, but don't forget, though, Jonathan. PR. Don't forget. He is now the establishment. He is what he's been criticising for 25 years. He's now part of that establishment. So let's see how he conducts himself.
Well, PR is the only way he's going to make good use of that 14% vote share that they got.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's got to come. That's got to come out of PR. As you know, I've campaigned for that for years. So what form we're going to get, I don't know. It's all for the future, isn't it? I don't know. Yeah, we need PR. Is it going to happen within 5 years? Doubt it. But let's hope it does.
Well, let's pass on to stats. And I can only say that the first thing that I've seen him have is a meeting where he got interrupted by so many protesters. Go on, stats.
Zaya Youssef was his name.
That's the guy.
Zaya Youssef. Yeah, I do apologise to that chap because that speech at conference was unbelievable.
It was good. It was good.
It was unbelievable, and I'm looking forward. I mean, Nigel Farage he even said, looking in the future, he's possibly a leader
Yes.
of reform, and I would agree with that.
Go ahead, Stats.
Yeah, I think he's doing the right thing. I know people are moaning like Ben Habib, but he's got to he's got to be positive going forward now. He's got to lay a structure down, and I suppose the main people who've been obviously elected have got to have the top positions. Zaya Youssef, still on the fence with that one. Has he got any political experience? Would Ben Habib may have been better in that role? Is it because he's got the money? Is it because he's got the money, or is he a diversity hire? Because if he is, he's doing it again, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got a feeling it's because of the colour of his skin and his money, I'm afraid.
Well, yeah, you've got that. There is that twist, Mark, but also you've got the fact that he is a success in what he does. I mean, and you've got the likes of, as I've said, these failed politicians that keep getting resurrected back to these positions. I mean, this chap is a success in what he's done. So this time we're not rewarding failure, are we? Because he's not failed.
That's what I've always said, though, haven't I, on the podcast? We need people who've got experience. I mean, isn't he a tech giant or something? He's good at all that.
Yes.
So that's going to come in really handy if he's the one to try and build this party up.
Exactly. Yeah.
So everyone's going to have a different view. It's the colour of his skin. It's his religion. Is it? I'm not sure.
No,
maybe it's a bit of everything, but I think maybe his speaking's great.
I mean, that's why that's why Reform headhunted me for my technology. And look how it's paid off.
Right. Your technological knowledge is equal to the Ravens.
Well, I mean, look at me. I got second place. There's not many people got second place.
No, you were amongst 98 constituencies.
Well, that's not many.
Who also came second.
Well, I'll have that all day. That's good.
Indeed.
Second.
And, well, just making it clear, they got 5 MPs, which is Nigel Farage, Richard Tice, Lee Anderson, Rupert Lowe, and James McMurdoch. Those are the 5. Now, I believe that somebody in Northern Ireland is going to take the whip. If that's the case, well, then they have 6 MPs within
That's right,
grouping.
and that's Tuesday night. He's taking a whip, and it's costing me £70. And but I don't want to go any further into that.
Well, so what has he actually done? So he's got himself, together. He's changed his setup. He's going out to professionalize reform. Mark, fill us in.
Yeah, I think the likes of Ben Habib, I've just got to understand that it's progression. So Richard Tice, he had to suck it up, didn't he, when Farage came back? I'm afraid if you want Farage to lead, you've got to let him do what he needs to do and see what happens. I think he's making the right the right steps. I also think that the left are massively helping him here. As I say, part 1, we've just gone through stuff which Labour are doing, which is literally going to hand it to Farage if they carry on like this. But what I've found amusing is rather than celebrating their win over the last week, it's very hard to find them on social media. But when you do find them, they're attacking reform still. So that just proves that over the target, they're a threat. And they're literally coming out with some conspiracy theories like that. Loads of the candidates just weren't real people. But what these thickos don't understand is a paper candidate. They literally don't understand it.
No,
the clue's in the title. If you're a paper candidate, you're not out and about, you're not putting your face anywhere. That's the whole reason. And I bet you a lot of them who actually didn't get elected now just don't want their names out there, possibly, after some of the flack people are getting. Maybe they're not going to carry on with it. So why should their pictures and all their information be all over line? These people are demented. Honestly, they are obsessed over this. I would have thought they'd all be in celebration this week, but they're doing a Farage a massive favour with this nonsense. It's hilarious.
Well, they're actually going to turn him into a monster, politically, which is a good thing in a way, because quite simply, they're frightened of him. And if they're frightened of him, I mean, let's not forget now, one of the most powerful men in the world politically, Donald Trump.
You've just stole my next line.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Donald Trump rang him up to congratulate him. And he's gone off. He's gone off to America now to help his friend. That's what he's gone off to do, which is great because it actually keeps the relationship with the future president of the United States and this country in line. And it's because of Farage. It wasn't because of Rishi. It wasn't because of, the fake cons. And it wasn't because of Labour. I mean, look at what Lammy's going to have to do. He's going to have to bend the knee. Go ahead, Mark.
God.
He will as well. I just think they're going to do to Farage what they've done with Trump. They're going to make him immortal. If they carry on like this, they don't understand the Streisand effect, which I'm glad about, to be honest. So I just let them keep attacking him. Honestly, they're all, even the Guardian, the BBC, they've all tried to debunk all these things over the bots and all this stuff. And they're literally putting articles out, proving themselves wrong. So let them continue. Fake news media.
Well, who is? Anyway. Even Elon Musk said on Twitter that he sat back over the weekend to see how much news was actually coming from the mainstream media as against X. And he found that he was actually finding out things quicker on Twitter than he was on the mainstream. And so he said he's not even going to bother with mainstream anymore.
I've not bothered with them for years.
I do that with YouTube. I watch YouTube most of the times. I'll get Sky News. They're probably the ones that are most immediate. I'll watch that for 15 minutes and then I'll go straight on to Tuesday TV.
Yeah.
Because he's pretty bang on. But on YouTube, you get quite quick updates, which are good.
I tell you who've got a little bit better recently.
Go ahead.
Talk TV, since they've come off the telly.
Yeah.
Not too sure they're constrained by Ofcom anymore, are they?
No, not really.
I've been noticing a change in tone from the presenters, some of the guests they've been having on, and some of the other things they've been doing. Just a minor little, I don't know. I didn't really used to like watching them, but now they seem to be saying some things that are actually like, oh, hang on. They weren't saying these things 6 months to a year ago. Bit like Sky News Australia, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? They're quite good.
Yes. And the guy that was on there before, I thought he was great. That older guy that got booted off there, I thought he was great. The way that he said things, he just came out with it and said things, straight out. And they didn't care.
No,
they didn't fall in with any mainstream. And I don't think the Murdoch organization could do anything about them either, because they don't give a damn.
I think some of them are actually seeing the future and realising there's a sea change coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I hope these horrible fake news lefty media don't see it coming and just fade off and die.
So,
because we don't need them. They're irrelevant. They just cause trouble.
They are.
We love what they've done. They stoked all this with Trump, and they do it with Farage. As soon as someone makes fun of him getting milkshaked or concrete thrown at him, the media are loving it. They'll have the Owen Joneses on laughing about it. They'll have all these horrible people on.
Oh, we know. He's
exactly
disappeared, hasn't he, that Owen Jones?
He was moaning on Twitter that, oh God, if you speak out about stuff and you're a lefty, you get cancelled. I'm just thinking, what?
They were the ones that invented cancelling.
Yeah, well, now they don't like it when it's come back to bite them on there.
Well, and get yourself a psychiatrist.
Exactly.
Damn.
What an absolutely fantastic fall, that Owen Jones.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Fantastic.
To be honest, there was nowhere to fall from, was there?
Have you noticed that we're not seeing too much news of the Palestinian protests? And I actually saw a guy actually being taken down by 4 police officers in London for having an illegal protest, they said.
That's a novelty.
No, they took him down. I mean, they really took him down. Go ahead, Mark. Like
I've been saying for a while, like all the other current things, it's fizzling out, isn't it? The Gaza thing's nearly coming to an end. The IDF have smashed Hamas to pieces. And now the focus is actually on Hezbollah and Lebanon, which is going to be the next big conflict, which is already happening. But Israel are now actually getting ready to... They've got no choice.
They're going to have to take them out.
They've got to. Because what they're doing on the news over there, when someone dies, like from Hamas or something, they put a little message up. And the message is they're all coming for Jerusalem. So it's the Yemenis. It's all these little proxies of Iran. Yeah. Their plan is to come for Jerusalem. And I'm sorry, October the 7th is the start of it. Anyone who thinks this is some kind of genocide against the Gazans really needs to have a good look at the bigger picture, because Israel are getting pounded from all sides and they will not stop. So Israel got to defend themselves. I'm sorry. If we were getting attacked by France, Germany, Denmark, Holland, Ireland, do you think we're just going to sit there and take it? Sorry, but it's not happening.
I don't know whether this is fake news or not. Russian bombs. We saw pictures of them, and what was written on the bombs was, "This is for Trump." And I don't even know. I don't even know whether it was fake news or not. But you saw the pictures, and it said, "This is for Trump, our friend."
The wind up, or it's the lefties with rubbish Photoshop.
Oh God, it's just like, I'm thinking, oh my word. But we think that he is a force for good, Mr. Farage. Yes.
Yeah, of course he is.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, for all the criticism and all the left thing, I've been vilified for years over this, from UKIP through to thing. But there's a lot of people out there that back you. They really do back you. They believe in you.
Yep.
And they believe in what Farage is doing. And Farage is, I might be biased, I don't know, but I think it's correct. We need to change everything. We need to change the system. We need to change all this obscenity that's going on. It's the money that they're claiming, these politicians. I mean, I'm not saying Farage doesn't claim it. Of course he does, but he's a force for good. That's all I can say. The same as Trump is. There's a force, they've got good hearts, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, can you imagine, you've been shot. You were almost killed. And then you get up and he says, wait. And then he punches his fist in the air of defiance to say, fight.
Okay? I mean, that's not scripted. No, that's from the heart.
That was from the heart. I mean, he's turned himself into a legend, really.
Well, St. Donald. And what I needed to know, really, is all the secret services and all them people to dish out Donald Duck.
They should have just gone quack, quack, shouldn't they? See, the thing was, he was more bothered about his shoes. They were probably really expensive, weren't they?
Yeah.
But just following on from what Trev says, I think the only party that you're going to get this change is Reform. You're not going to get it from these establishment parties with evil in their hearts. Because I've been looking at a lot of their Twitters and stuff, and a lot of them have not mentioned the Trump thing, and some of them have just put weasel words out.
Okay, well, we've got to give...
I know what they really think. They wish it was successful, don't they? But they just haven't got the testicles to come out and say it like they do in America.
That sounds really,
but the problem
really
is
quick.
they're going to get banished from wherever they say that, aren't they?
Yeah,
Good.
absolutely.
So we'll go with Trump 2024.
Yeah, and so
it's going to happen.
Banish him. That's all I can say.
Farage 2029. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's it.
Well, I've just got a couple of things to say before we go again, as always.
Go on then.
I watched my first porno today. Couldn't believe it. I can't believe how young I looked. Honestly, I ran it twice. Now, I'm sure I've said this before.
I like that one.
I'm sure I've said this before, but did you know that Stevie Nicks, we're from Fleetwood Mac and all that, the blonde piece and all that, yeah. She's actually turned down a marriage proposal from William Shatner. Remember him out of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Because she didn't want to be known as Stevie Shatter Nicks. Now, I think that's just a rumour. I don't think that was true.
Yes.
But, yeah,
that is such a dad joke.
Yeah, she said I didn't want to be known as Stevie Shatter Nicks or whatever it is. Can't remember.
All right, well, that's it.
I'll leave it on that one.
I'm going. God, I'm going to have to edit some of that stuff. It's funny, though. I do like it. It is proper English humor. Okay? Proper English humor.
But I did actually watch my first porno this morning, and like I said, I couldn't believe how young it was.
You wouldn't get this in France or Germany, would you?
No, you wouldn't.
No,
you wouldn't get it in Spain either, but you get UEFA Cups.
Don't mention them. Touchy subject.
Indeed. All right. Does anybody think that Southgate is going to last? Do you think he's going to get through?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I do, because I think he's done quite well. He's had masses of criticism. And It's been one of the best ever.
Say he's done better than most managers.
It's done better than any.
I will remind you that we did lose